Oh, we got some viewers. Even though I don't have my internet turned on. That's amazing. Now I'm questioning if I should turn it on, because this appears to be working. Give me 1 second here. They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? But historically, this has not worked. So how do I actually get my face in the picture? That might be helpful. You could see me. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Kathy from Texas, and Kelly from somewhere that I can never remember. It's like Minnesota or one of those really cold states up north. I am really trying to make this all happen. Bear with me, y'all. I'm having technical... Don't get seasick on this part. Okay. Now, let me ask you a question, because last week I went back and watched my video, and it was really, really hard to see. I mean, it was horrible connection. Is it coming through really clear, or is it like Wisconsin? How come I can't remember Wisconsin? It's not like I've never been to Wisconsin. And I'm from Michigan, so it's not like that far. I don't know why I can't remember that. Just give me like a thumbs up or something if we're coming through on a good connection. Otherwise, I'm going to switch. Hey, Deanna. Otherwise, I'm going to switch to, well, I'm going to switch to my MiFi instead of my mobile 2.5G or whatever I have. Okay? So I'm looking for thumbs ups if we're good. I'm a bit fuzzy. That could just be that I have been traveling all day and I have plain hair. That could be it. All right, it's very blurry. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to switch to MiFi. Okay. Yep, we're going to stick with this. I'm sorry about the blurriness. Actually, the blurriness is probably working well for me because this is not my best look. We're going to do very well even though we're blurry, okay? We're just going to go with it. Here's how it's going to go. My tripod's going to stop falling down. That's the first thing that's going to happen. And then I am not going to be doing any teaching. That's what's going to happen tonight. You thought you came here for me to teach a class, but just kidding, because what I'm actually going to teach you, the one thing I am going to teach you is how not to do a Facebook Live, because every single thing's gone wrong. Hold on. All right. If no one moves, everything will work now. No one move. Here's what's going to happen. So I find that especially on this page where I find so many of you awesome people that really don't know me in person, you may have never tried the oils, and or you know, somebody may have invited you to come to watch this video and maybe you haven't really been around our little family of oils, a really big family of oilers all over the country. And so I get a lot of questions about like, can I just buy the products? Like, why do I need a membership? What's the big deal about the membership? Or can't I just buy them from Amazon? Or can't I just buy oils from a store? Or like, what's the cheapest ones? Or, you know, oh, those kits are kind of expensive. I don't need a starter kit. And I think what the thing that people are missing is that one of the things that makes doTERRA so special, other than the fact that we're the #1 essential oil company in the world, that we actually source our oils directly from growers that we have personal relationships with all over the world, where they're going to give you the best therapeutic benefits. And as far as I know, we're the only company that's completely transparent about the third-party test results on all of our oils, which the public can access on any bottle. So those things are all true about doTERRA, but let's face it, there's some unscrupulous people selling doTERRA online on Amazon and places where they're not permitted to do that. So why don't you just get them from them? You know, what's the big deal? Like, why do you need to be part of a team? I don't want to be on a team. I'm not trying to do a business. And so I think people are confused about what we're talking about when we say you get to be part of our community. And so tonight I want to show you 50% of what makes doTERRA awesome and why you want to have a wholesale membership is to be part of the community. I want to show you the value of the community, okay? So for all of you guys that are watching right now that are already doTERRA members and you understand the importance of being part of the community, I would like for you to help me to present the information tonight, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to be talking about 8 oils tonight. And at the end of our 30 minutes, I'm going to explain to you how you can get these 8 oils, and you can get a promo code for $100 in free oils, and you can join this awesome community and you can get the really awesome deals, but also you get to be part of the wonderful relationships that we have all over the nation and all over the world with other fellow doTERRA oilers, okay? So stick around. Before I begin though with those 8 oils, I would like for you to tell me if you're a guest. So let me define what a guest is. A guest is somebody who does not have a doTERRA membership, okay? And on any team, and they've never been to one of these Magic Beans events before. So they're a first-time guest, not enrolled. I would like for you to comment and say, I am a guest of, and then tag your person, put the little @ sign and tag their name. That way they know you're here, and we can enter you into a drawing. We're going to give away a mystery bottle, 5 milliliter bottle of essential oil to one of our guests that's live. And it's going to be totally random. So here's the thing. I am very talented, but I cannot guess if you're a guest or not. You have to tell me. So make sure that you comment and say, I'm a guest of, and tag your person. If you don't know who invited you, it was probably me, because you probably saw it on Facebook. You're probably just somebody who likes the page. And so just say that you're my guest or you're a guest of the page, okay? And everybody will have a chance to enter the drawing. Okay, now, here's those of you who are not guests are going to help me, okay? So you're not going to get to sit there. Listen, you're already in your jammies, so you're already relaxed. Like, I'm the only one that had to actually wear clothing for this. So you're going to be able to participate without a whole lot of effort. We're going to talk about balance, okay? So get these in your head. Balance. We're going to talk about lavender. We're going to talk about Melaleuca. On Guard. Hey, Laura, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, Wendy, for inviting Laura. Aroma Touch. Ashley's here. Deep Blue. Wild Orange. And Peppermint. Okay? Now, I'm showing you that because those of you that already use the oils, you know stuff about these oils, okay? So what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to share 2 things, okay? As I talk about the oils, you can start, we're going to go in that order. So Balance, Lavender, Melaleuca, On Guard, Aroma Touch, Deep Blue, Peppermint, Wild Orange. I would like for you to help me to share safety tips, success stories, tips on how you use these oils, and you can also tell us what the community has done for you, what being part of the doTERRA community has done for you. And we're gonna use your comments to teach all the other people on here. And what's really cool is, even though I'm a doTERRA member and also a teacher and a leader in doTERRA, and even though some of you have been members a long time, I guarantee you're going to learn something new from one of the other people on here, okay? So you're just going to type your little tips, and it can be like balance, don't put it in your eye, okay? You can pretty much put that one for everyone, so you can give that as a tip. And so we're going to read some of your tips out loud. Those of you who are a guest, I want you to ask your questions, okay? Tell us what you want to know. Say like, I really want to know, can you use essential oils on your cats? Because I read something online saying that if you put essential oils on cats, they will die. So you can ask, and the community will answer you, okay? If I see wrong answers, I'll just, it's not like this person's an idiot, but sometimes I don't want you to be confused, so I might clarify, like if somebody said, give your rabbit 17 drops of lavender for breakfast, I would probably correct that. But mostly, it's going to be good conventional wisdom from oil users, okay? So Wendy's already dove right in. She's awesome. She says, I use Balance straight from the bottle on the back of my neck for supporting the balance of hormones. Balance is a really cool oil. I use it every single day. And Wendy's absolutely right. It has amazing benefits for hormones. So it's going to help the body to maintain the normal balance of hormones. Part of the reason why it can do that is because it has, what is it called? Frankincense. Apparently I need some of that. It has frankincense in it. And frankincense tells our brain, there's a gland in our brain, the pituitary gland, that tells our body what hormones to produce, how much hormones to produce. And so there's frankincense in here, and that's one of the reasons. But I also think that another reason why this helps is just because this helps us to be grounded. And in the present moment. And there's calming oils in here. There's lots of flower oils in here, like blue tansy and chamomile. And those oils are always going to be good at helping to support hormones. Kathy is telling us that she puts the Balance on the bottom of her feet to deal with life more calmly. That is so true. I try not to ever miss a day without putting Balance on. I like to actually put it on my wrist. That's my favorite way. That way I can smell it throughout the day, and it gets in my bloodstream too. People are saying they use it for mood swings. It's very balancing, emotional support and hormonal support, Jody's saying. Okay? So if you're a guest, what are your questions about this oil? What do you want to know? Or what are your questions in general? Something that you'd like to use oils for. So you might say, well, I've been struggling with acne, or my hair is really, really brittle and it won't grow, or it's falling out. Anything that you want to know. Okay? All right. And I think this is Tasha commenting, saying that her teens use Balance on their wrists, I'm guessing, because it's not me and it's not John. We don't have teens. Balance is great to put on the bottom of your feet every morning for stress relief. Putting on your feet is a great idea. I use Balance on a dryer ball when drying my laundry. I bet that smells really, really nice. Better than all that toxic fabric softener. Oh my goodness, I've been having to use a laundromat for the last few months because we've been RVing. And that is the worst part of having to use a laundromat, is smelling everyone's fabric softener. Oh, that's horrid. So I am grateful for my essential oils that I don't have to smell it on my own clothes, just in the air. Okay, so one of my special tips about Balance is that it's great for skin. And so it already contains fractionated coconut oil, which is very rare for one of our oils to have a carrier oil already in it. Most other companies put all kinds of mess in their bottle that they don't tell you about. We put everything that is in here, and you can verify it. But the reason why that is good to know is because you don't have to use additional coconut oil, and you can put this on babies if they have a little bit of diaper irritation. You can put it on any kind of irritated skin, and it's really, really soothing. Let's see. Trying to read this. A drop of basil directly on a bug bite or sting immediately has prevented swelling, pain, etc. for me. I found out because I tried to grab Melaleuca, accidentally grabbed basil after a hornet sting. I normally swell up like a balloon afterwards. So that's a tip on another oil. Not one of the 8 that we're talking about in this particular bundle, but a really great tip though on another oil that we have called basil. And this is very soothing for different kinds of bites and stings. It's also soothing in general because it has nerve sedating oils in it. And so if you have a child or an adult that's like just kind of can't shut their brain off and they're just kind of bouncing off the walls, this is a really good calming oil. I really like it for that. It's good to support healthy adrenal function, which has to do with your stress hormones. So that is another great oil to have in your whatever collection. Okay? Alrighty, let's see. Trying to see if I see any questions. Lots and lots of tips from our community. Somebody said, Rhonda said, it helped my mom who had issues falling. Yeah, so it literally helps with actual balance as well. Okay, so let's move on to lavender. If you have questions about lavender, tips about lavender, safety tips, usage tips, anything, success stories, please share about lavender. I like lavender because we call it sometimes the Swiss Army knife oil because you can pretty much put it on anything and it's going to make it better. It is a calming oil, so it can calm your emotions, it can calm your skin, it can calm your body's inflammatory response when it's overreacting to something you ate or a plant you came in contact with or an insect you came in contact with. It's calming to the skin if you touch something super hot and you really burn yourself. It is really calming to the brain when it's time for you to get your body in a state of getting ready to go to sleep. It's just a really, really good oil to have around, especially if you have kids, because it can be used what we call neat, which means you can take a little on the tip of your finger. That's plenty for a child. And you could literally put it on their face if they had a little scrape or scratch on their face. The other morning, my son somehow, I don't know what he was doing, but he somehow got scratched right here across the side, underneath and the side of his eye by our Rottweiler. And it looked pretty nasty. And this is one of the oils I put on, and I didn't have to use a carrier oil because it can be used neat safely on anyone of any age. If you do want to use a carrier oil, there's nothing wrong with that. It's going to cause the oil to work more slowly, but you'll absorb more of the oil because it won't evaporate as much. And we do have these oils, a lot of these oils come in a touch version. They wouldn't be in this particular bundle that we're talking about tonight, but it is another option that you can purchase the touch versions of things like lavender. And that means if it says touch on the bottle, it's going to be in a roller. Usually it's a metal roller. This is a little bit older of one that before we updated to the metal rollers. But it also has fractionated coconut oil, so you don't have to worry. It's not going to hurt anybody. It's not going to make them have a skin reaction because you know it's already got the coconut oil in there. Plus, you're not going to overuse the oil. And especially I find as Americans, we tend to overuse things. We think like, oh, like I need to roll it a million times. And really, when you're putting an oil on, you can just like roll it. And that look how much is on there. That's a lot. And then just rub it in. You don't need to be drawing like a whole entire portrait on your hand. It's not a marker. And so I do like that it's got the carrier oil because it kind of prevents you from overusing and wasting the oils. Okay. Oh my gosh, Kendra, I cannot wait. I need to post Kendra's story on our page one of these days really soon. She has the cutest little grumpy cat, and he's been super grumpy lately, and we're not sure why. But she used Balance on her grumpy cat. She has this, in fact, I think she won it on this page, if I'm not mistaken. She won a little, it was a baby bib, but she used it kind of as a bandana on her cat. And she put the Balance on there, and she had like a before and after photo. Before he was like, don't touch me, I'm grumpy cat. And then after the Balance, she had this cute little picture where he's down there hanging out with her kids. And I love that story. So yes, Balance is very good to use on cats. And doTERRA oils, because they're not adulterated, a lot of them can be used safely with dogs and cats. If you want to know which ones you should avoid, because there are some that you should avoid, mostly for cats, then I recommend checking with somebody who is well versed in the uses of doTERRA, probably the person that invited you to this video, and just ask them if they have any resources they can direct you to, because cats, their bodies work a little differently, they metabolize things differently, but Balance is a great one for calming cats and apparently making them not grumpy. All right, let's see what else. Balance helps eczema, somebody said. That's really a perfect example of what I'm talking about for skin. Lavender's good for in your hair for shine. And it's also great for burns. Yeah, and the hair is always a good place for essential oils. Like if you wanted to put lavender, like let's say you wanted to be able to smell lavender throughout the day because it's extremely calming to the emotions. You could put some in your hands, rub it in your hair, and your hair will soak up that oil and act as a diffuser. And then apparently it'll make your hair shine, which I didn't know. I do know that if you add a drop of lavender and frankincense to your mascara, it will help keep that mascara working longer, especially when you get down to the end of that and it gets like it's coming out all clumpy. It'll fix that up. You'll get a lot more use out of your mascara, and it'll clean any germs that might be in there, because you don't want to be getting that around your eye. All right, lavender's great on burns. Yes, indeed. Soothing and helps with redness on my face. Yes, great for the face. My tip is if you are going to use it for skin, it is a good idea to use a carrier oil, because that's going to kind of really treat those outer layers of tissue. If you're more interested in getting it like deep into your body, like to help an organ, then a carrier oil isn't necessary. It's probably better to leave the carrier oil off unless it is a warm oil. How do you know if an oil is safe to use without a carrier oil? Maybe one of our community can tell you, because I don't want to tell you because it's just me, but I want the community to show you. So one of you guys will tell somebody, how does a person know, like a person decided, okay, I'm going to get my membership. Now how do I know how to use these oils safely? What would you tell them to do? Okay. I use lavender on my dogs to help calm them during stressful times like fireworks, guests. Yes, lavender and another blend we have called Serenity are very calming for dogs, and Balance tends to work better for cats. Totally safe to use for pets. I've been using essential oils with 3 dogs and 2 cats for like 5 or 6 years. Diaper rash, yeah, Balance. Balance is a great one for that. Love it. Love Correct-X for that too. Lavender knocks my doggy into a deep sleep. I put it on straight from the bottle directly on a new burn to my skin. Yes, that's very true. And another little tip is if you put Melaleuca on when you first get a burn, it's going to help lower the body temp. It's going to lower the temperature of that burn, the skin temperature. And then if you put lavender, it's going to soothe the burn. So those 2 oils work really well together. I use it in my diffuser. Exactly. My dog has allergies. I put lavender and coconut oil on his chest when he has scabs, and it soothes the itchy and relax him. That's awesome. Michelle, I know you meant dogs. I got that. I've used lavender when I burn myself. I put a drop in my mascara to help lengthen my lashes. And it is true because I don't know if you can see my eyelashes. Like, don't look at me too closely because I've been on an airplane all day. I have an airplane face and airplane hair. But my eyelashes are really kind of thick and long compared to what they've always been my whole life. You can almost never even see my eyelashes. And that started happening since I started putting the oils in my mascara. It's so funny because I've seen these commercials where you can buy this stuff to make your eyelashes grow, and one of the side effects is blindness. It's not funny, but it's really sad. It's really, really sad. Like, you won't know that your eyelashes are longer because you can't see. But at least you'll have longer eyelashes, supposedly. You won't be able to verify this information because you'll be blind. So it's much safer to put essential oils. Make sure you don't use health food store brands or other brands because 80% of essential oils are adulterated, sadly. But you can verify if doTERRAs are pure and only put 1 drop in your whole bottle of mascara. That's plenty. Never put essential oils like really close to your eye directly. So if I got the lavender on my finger, I wouldn't be putting it here. I might put some here on this bone or up here if I had a scratched eye or an itchy eye or a burning eye, but I would never do it any closer than that. You don't want to get oils in your eye or you'll be sad. Puts on cuts to heal and prevent scarring. Yes, lavender is great for scars. My Chihuahua has a collapsed trachea, which caused him to cough uncontrollably. I rub lavender on his back. It calms him down so he doesn't cough. Lots of tips on pets. That's so cool. Tendinitis flare-ups. Michelle uses it to calm her before presentations. I can't imagine why she needs to be calm before presentations. She's a natural. Wendy's son puts it on the bottoms of his children's feet straight from the bottle. And they can time it 20 minutes later, they're sound asleep. Sadly, that does not work on my son. But blessings on those that it does work for. My son's a little bit more work than that, but that's great. Yeah, a lot of kids do respond that way. All right, so I'm trying to see. Do you use FCO with lavender for your dog's allergies? Okay, so Ashley, that's a question for you. I love that you did that, Bridget. That's what I want you to do. Ask somebody makes a comment and you have a follow-up question. Just ask them. That's what we're here for. I'm Katie Couric. Okay, for those of you that are, I guess under 40, that's a person who was just okay. Barbara Walters, that's old too. Good Lord, who else? I don't want to say Whoopi Goldberg. She bugs me, but you know, I'm just interviewing the people. I'm not really teaching. Okay, so let's see. Lavender helped me recover from a burn. Yes, and Wendy answered, Bridget, look at this. So you always dilute with FCO for animals because they're sensitive to smells. Yes, that's a good rule of thumb. All right, if you're using Balance for eczema, how many times do you apply it daily? So whoever mentioned that they use the Balance, maybe Pamela's answering you. You can read the label on the bottle. See if anybody answered that question. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Is that Nicole answering? Look at you, Nicole. Yes. You guys are way ahead of me. I'm like really yakking a lot. You can do it morning and evening. Yeah, morning and evening is a good amount of time to apply oils. If something's really bugging you, you can do it every couple of 3-4 hours. All right. And somebody answered the question, what is a carrier oil? You guys are great. I love it. Love, love, love. And somebody's recommending an oil reference book. So the really cool thing is a lot of people, if, who's angry? Why are you angry? Someone's angry. That doesn't surprise me. And so what they're saying is that there's essential oil reference books. A lot of times if you get your starter kit from a wellness advocate, a doTERRA wellness advocate, the person that invited you to watch the video, they oftentimes will gift you a oil reference book. So ask them about that because it's really important that you have that on hand because we want you to be empowered and be able to find your own solutions. But we also know that sometimes you just want to verify with like a real person. In real life, I read this in the book, but in real life, does this actually work? I use my Essential Life book 25 times a day. Yeah, so that book is really, really helpful. Rhonda, very good. She's telling you how to know which oils need a carrier oil, like coconut oil. Look for N, which means neat, S for sensitive skin, and D for dilute. That means you always dilute that. Okay, good. All right, so we sort of talked about Melaleuca tea tree oil a little bit, and you guys are giving so much info, I'm going too slow. We're going to be done, and I'm going to go over 3 oils. So Melaleuca, we talked about how that's really good for like an antiseptic oil. It's great for skin. It's great for burns. It's great for anything fungal related. On Guard is another great one. You guys keep sharing your tips on these oils. I know that I've gone really slow. On Guard is one that I was really grateful I had with me. I was really trying to get sick before a trip. I left, gosh, I don't even know what day I left. I think it was Friday morning. I flew down to Jacksonville, Florida. And the night before, I was like, I have no idea how I'm going to do this. I was starting to come down with something. And I used so much On Guard. I used the On Guard throat drops on the airplane. I was using the hand sanitizer because I didn't want to pick up any extra germs for sure. I didn't want to give anybody any of mine. So this is really soothing for the